Before we even begin this video, I'm going to say something. Now, for the people who have seen the video that I uploaded last night on the 9th of October, I'm only saying the date just in case you're watching this video at a later date, so at least you know when I upload the video that I'm referencing to, because I feel like it is very crucial for people to watch that video. But in that video, Kalani came out with some serious accusations regarding Asuelo. Now, she doesn't necessarily reference his name, or she doesn't necessarily say his name is something particular, but when you put two and two together, it is quite obvious who she's talking about. And the reason I say this because Kalani came out to say that when she had her second child, it wasn't a case of where she opened her legs because she wanted to sleep again. It was a case of where she was forced to open her legs and she was held down. Again, in the statement, she doesn't say Asuelo's name, but we know that he's the father. So therefore, we can only assume that allegedly it is Asuelo that she's talking about, is the person that she's referencing to in terms of the fact that, they had a second child. You know what I mean? But with that being said, she does also say that she's recorded several times where Asuelo has taken advantage of her in the bedroom without her permission. So it has been very hard to watch this episode, and it's going to be very hard to watch any episode moving forward that's going to involve these two. So the reason why I wanted to say this right now before I get into this video is because, I will 100% own up that some of my views, or if not most of them, are going to be out of frustration due to the fact of what we now know based on what accusations that Kalani has put out there in the universe regarding her relationship with Asuelo. So with that being said, I will say this, trigger warning, moving forward to some of the things maybe I may or may not say. But with that being said, it's important that you guys had a reference. But again, please watch the video previously so you get a better understanding of exactly where my frustrations come from and where some of the other people in the comment sections will also come from as well.
His problem is I just can't forgive him. I think part of the reason I can't forgive him is everybody only knows about this one thing.
Is there more?
Oh, yeah. He's cheated on me throughout our whole entire relationship. It's not like I took a hall pass for one incident of cheating.
You were literally...
What's going on, people? We are back again with another MovingMAD video. And in this one right here, as you saw, Kalani is talking to Liz about the fact that Asuelo has cheated on her multiple times, something that she revealed last week. And when it came to taking the whole pass wasn't a case of just one situation that went down between them two. It was due to the fact that this man has taken advantage of her kindness, shall I say, for a very long time with just the fidelity part that she's talking about here. And it is quite irritating and annoying that her life is at a point where she allowed a man to walk hard on her multiple times, as well as allegedly being physical towards her, that she was in a position where she thought, okay, I'm now going to take a whole pass, as if that was going to make her feelings or the pain that she's going through or been through numb or better. What I'm going to say for this part. Let's move on to the next scene.
The fact that Asuelo decided to be weird about deleting text messages in front of me just makes me feel uneasy about the whole thing. So it almost makes me feel like he is still sneaky. He just hasn't learned how to be successful at it. And being shady this morning, I'm like, why am I being so careful to not talk to people if you're doing things like that and you can't even give me an honest answer? So then I unblocked him. So his name is Dallas.
Dallas.
I've known him for only 2 months.
But we like Dallas.
We like Dallas. He's very sweet. He's like the first guy I've ever dated that actually reciprocates what I do. Because it's like, do I pick the person that I have kids with that I've had to work so hard to even be kind of friends? Or do I pick the person who came out of nowhere and made me actually believe that,
First and foremost, no one is surprised that Asuelo is still up to his funky business, because at the end of the day, he has an addiction of not giving a damn about your feelings. And there's no other way I can say that. But, okay, so you went off and now unblocked this other guy. All right, cool. And now you're in a position where you're now got a dilemma. And it's weird to me because it's not really a dilemma, Do you stick with a guy? I mean, this is what she says. Do I stick with the guy that I had kids with and make it work? Or do I go with a guy that actually values my feelings and values everything about me, makes me feel good? You see, this is why it's not a dilemma. Because the real question is, should I be with a guy who has physically, done things to me without my permission? Or do I pick a guy who has not done none of those things and he makes me feel like I'm the best thing on this earth? So somebody asked me this question, where is the dilemma? Now, of course, there is the other part where people say that, when you're in these positions, it is very hard to walk away because of the psychological aspect of it. And I do understand that. But this is a woman that is now being very vocal about what has gone down in their relationship. Not only is she vocal about a part of it on national television, but she's also vocal about another part of it on social media. So the fact that she's now at that point where she wants to be vocal about it on TV in terms of the fact that, yes, he's been cheating on her since like pretty much day one. And now she wants to be vocal about the fact that this man had held her down and forced her hand, you know, in ways that no man should be doing or even any woman should be doing. That says that you're now at that position where you should be ready to report. In fact, for me personally, why not report it first before you tell the rest of the world? In fact, do we need to know? I mean, I guess sometimes we do, so we are warned by who he is, of course, you know. But the saddest thing out of the whole situation is that, like, why do I feel like Kalani is not going to walk away from this waste man? And most importantly, why do I feel like she's not even going to file charges again? But either way, though, she talks about it as if there's a dilemma here. Somebody tell me, where is the dilemma? Based on the context that she's talking about, I understand the dilemma. Based on the context that I've given you, where is the dilemma?
Told her that I forgive you already, but before I forgive you, I forgive myself first. Because I opened her the door because when I'm cheating, and then I tell her to forgive somebody, you know. Yeah. I didn't think it's gonna be more than that. Yeah. And what's happened after here, but you know, I'm facing all my consequences of what I did, and
it's hard. I can imagine, like,
it's tough.
I don't know if Kalani want a divorce, and I feel she just don't love me anymore.
Don't do that. Don't get under my skin, please. The way this guy stood there, shall I say, and said that I'm now facing all of my consequences. No, you're not. You're not facing any consequences. Why? Because you don't care. Someone that doesn't care doesn't face consequences. As long as they're allowed to keep walking around the streets casually, knowing that they've done some dirty, disgusting things, what consequence are you facing? I mean, look at it this way. One, you're still getting paid to be on TV, so that's you not facing a consequence for starters. Two, Kalani actually agreed to go on this show with you to do this couples therapy thing. That's not a consequence that you're facing, because the fact that she's open to it, you're not facing any of the consequences. And now because she's being a little bit cold, still not facing any of the consequences. You being charged is you facing consequences. You being arrested is you facing consequences. Kalani leaving you is not you facing consequences. Far from it. Now, of course, if the situation has been that you'd only just cheated on her, fair enough, yes. Her leaving you... Actually, to be fair, even if the case was just infidelity, even her leaving him, he still would not be facing any consequences. The reasons why is because he doesn't care about her. So for him, he'd be like, well, I can just go do what I do, you know what I mean? I'll find somebody else to marry and I'll still do what I want to do. So what consequences do you actually ever face when you don't take life seriously? People that like him, that don't take life seriously, and who are neighbored by his own family and whoever else is around him, consequences doesn't even exist in your mind. And this is why he's so good at playing the role of, feel sorry for me, I can't believe what I've done, I've upset you, I can't believe I'm this person, you know, F me, screw me. Someone acts. You're an actor. The thing that really bothers me the most is I don't know who I'm more annoyed with in this situation. That is the part that really bothers me the most. Now, I'm way much more annoyed with Asuelo, but you see what I'm saying.
I feel like something happened. I'm trying here to rebuild the foundation of our relationship because we have kids, but it's just nothing.
He decided to fly out.
I don't think Asuelo even knows what the word foundation is. Foundation of our relationship with our kids. You don't care about those kids. You don't care about the foundation of your relationship. You don't care about your wife. But hey, the situation here is that Kalani disappeared. The reason she disappeared is because she went off and she went off and spent the night elsewhere. Let's just put it that way. And as you heard, somebody decided to fly in and enjoy the joining with the retreat, shall I say? That is the situation right there. Yeah. I don't know how this is going to make anything better, to be honest with you. I don't know what Kalani is playing at, and this is why I say before, I don't even know who to be more mad with, because the problem is that we know that Asuelo is one hell of us, but at the same time, Kalani keeps doing things that are very, very irritating, things that don't seem to be making things any better. You know, I feel like she's making actions that are around. I don't even know what her actions are even based on, to be honest with you, but I feel like she's not making the actions that involved her trying to actually, you know, move in the right way. It's a very sticky one. It's a very challenging one. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, Kalani's focus should be on how can I leave this man? and finally be done with him. That is what it should be, not be, okay, let me text this guy again, and then, okay, let me allow this guy to fly in to this resort where not only is my husband here, but my kids are here as well. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the other problem. Both of these two don't seem to be thinking about their children. Somebody please tell me when there shouldn't have been a thought in this whole conversation. You know, because why would you accept this Dallas guy to come and fly into the resort knowing that your children are there and therefore Swellow's there, so therefore it's going to cause some drama that your kids are going to have to witness and watch? Why does that sit right with you? How are you ignoring that? Hello? Somebody please break that down to me, because like I said before, goddamn me, why are you bringing this guy here when your children are here as well? Forget a Swallow being there, to be honest with you. Your children here, and they're now going to see mommy and daddy be in some situation that shouldn't be healthy, and also they're now going to see mommy with a different guy that isn't daddy. But you know what though? This is a question though. This is a very good question. I just thought of it just a second right here, right now. What if the kids have already met? What if? Just what if? Remember, while she was out doing her thing with him, Swallow was in Hawaii doing his madness. So he was nowhere to be seen. Her sister was probably looking after the kids when she was out doing the madness. But either way though, even if the kids have met Dallas, which I don't agree with, it still doesn't mean that you bring two men together in this situation. Like I said before, it's one of those situations where it's very hard who I am more upset with. But I'm manually choosing to be more upset with Swallow because he has done something that is absolutely outrageously disgusting. But at the same time, the Kalani's attitude, her behavior is not making any sense. It's pathetic. If I didn't have neighbors right now, I'd be shouting. I won't lie to you. I might have to rain it down a little bit. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking.